That's Based with Caleb Salvatore is a comedic informative production, meaning it covers serious topics in a humorous manner. Some of the opinions expressed are satirical hyperbole, some are not. Some of the content may not be suitable for all listeners. If you're easily offended, tune out now. We don't want pussy bleeding little bitches consuming our content. I have dementia and pooped my pants while visiting the Pope.
Welcome to the That's Based Monday morning unsolicited advice segment. I am your host, as always, Caleb Salvatore, reporting from somewhere underground. We're laughing our way through the end of days, brought to you by Outlaw Streamers and our official sponsors over at Beach House Bar and Grill in Omaha, Nebraska, just north of 103rd and 4th. They got karaoke on Mondays from 8 to midnight, poker on Tuesdays at 7 and 9, trivia on Wednesdays at 7 p.m., music bingo on Thursdays from 7 to 9, followed immediately by open mic from 9:30 to whenever the hell they get done. Featuring comedians, artists, musicians, poets, you name it, from around the area. Again, that's Beach House Bar and Grill, north of 103rd and 4th Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Could you switch over to the audio mixer on the screen, please? Go check out their website, beachhouse-omaha.com, to learn more. Even if you're not in the area, just go buy tickets to support them. You're not going to get anything out of it, but you'll know that you supported a good cause, which is someone that helps pay my bills. All right. It's the unsolicited advice segment where Mia goes around the internet and finds some stories for me to react to, people that are a little lost, so they're reaching out kind of as a last-ditch effort to strangers online to help them out. So we're going to give them some advice here. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little too harsh for them. Maybe it's not. It's kind of like Dave Ramsey, but I don't have the experience being a multimillionaire business mogul. It's like that. But I still do my best. I'm also not a doctor or anything like that. All this advice is obviously satirical for legal purposes. I hope everyone had a great St. Patrick's Day. You know how I know? I hate St. Patrick's Day. Mia, the red face of white supremacy, is here with us as always. How are you doing? How did
Good.
How did you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I baked cookies.
See, isn't that wholesome? Trad wife, as the kids call it on TikTok.
But they were Easter cookies.
Trad wife.
They weren't.
You didn't do like green beers and crashed cars from DUI accidents?
No, they were Easter cookies.
I would do St. Patrick's Day cookies where it's like someone in a wheelchair because they were crippled in a DUI accident last year. Yeah, I hate it because it truly is amateur night. It's amateur night. You see all these people out, and Bill Queen put it perfectly. I just got done guest hosting the Quick Draw live podcast. It's a comedy podcast at Emmett's Tavern in Omaha. I went down, and that'll air on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. I went down and guest hosted that, and Bill Queen was there, and he put it perfectly. He said, these people are fake alcoholics. I was like, I completely agree. He's like, they're out here pretending to be alcoholics. And I told him, do you know how I know these people are fake alcoholics? Because it's a Sunday and they're all going to call into work tomorrow. A real alcoholic would gut it out and go into work either hungover or half-cocked. There's no scenario. That's how, because that's like you hear people all the time. Like, y'all didn't grow up like I did. You hear people all the time go, well, man, I feel like an alcoholic. I got really drunk last night and called out of work. I'm like, no, you're not an alcoholic, bro. A real alcoholic would go into work despite still being drunk from the night before. That's how you know when you have a problem. And the drunks that listen to the show, and I know we got a couple of them, they'll let me know in the comments. Rumble, we're shadow banned on YouTube. I don't even care. Rumble, let us know. So we got a couple stories here, but before we get into the stories, I need to address something that this has been going on for a while, and I haven't acknowledged it because I don't want to give this person the time of day. But it's just gotten to a point where it's like, okay, it's time to bring this up, but not because I want to draw attention to it or start anything, but because it's just such a ridiculous story. Or should I save it for Saturday? No, we'll do it right now. I already started.
No, save it for Saturday because who knows if that particular person will listen to this one.
Well, I think this is a different person you're thinking of. That person we're going to talk about Saturday.
Oh, okay.
This person, I think, listens to all of these. And I just, if he leaves any more comments, we'll certainly follow up on it on Saturday. But this is just such a ridiculous thing going on. And like I said, it's been going on for so long now. I'm talking several months that I know of. because this is when I first started noticing it. But I have a one-sided beef. One-sided meaning he does all of the shit talking and I don't do anything but continue to be in his crosshairs. A one-sided beef, I shit you not, and I wouldn't name drop if this person wasn't a public figure, but I have a one-sided beef with Jonathan Montoya, the former guitar player for the multi-platinum selling bands Saliva and Full Devil Jacket.
What the fuck?
I don't know how it started. I don't know what his problem is with me. But I didn't even know what was going on for the longest time until I would go back and look at other comments because Facebook automatically filtered it out as spam. But this guy will comment on my Facebook posts, usually just benign posts, right? Dumb jokes that I didn't want to tell on the stage or on the air, just stupid shit. And he will leave angry comments on them, but they all come at 3:00 in the morning. So I got another one today, and this one only came at 8:00 at night, but what day is it that we're recording this, Mia? What holiday is this?
St. Patrick's
So it's
Day.
it's a drinking holiday. So here's my theory. I don't have proof, but my theory is this guy gets loaded and logs on Facebook with the express intent to talk shit to me. This is they say, you live long enough sometimes to see all your heroes die. This is why this is so funny. I'm not kidding you. I grew up listening to both of those bands. I grew up in my childhood bedroom with a poster of this guy on my wall. Now he trolls my Facebook account on a regular basis because he evidently has nothing better to do. I'm sure there's a garage band out there that'll take you. Maybe you can do some sweet prom gigs coming up in April here. I don't know what to tell you, man, but you gotta find something better to do than trolling my Facebook account. What do you have to say on this? I mean, it's the most random thing in the world. I've never said anything to this guy. I've never said anything back to him. Maybe I'll reply with a smart-ass gif, but I've never engaged him. Nothing, but he continues. The guy from my favorite band that I have lyrics from tattooed on my body, growing up in 8th grade, continues to harass me on social media. So I figured it's just time to go out with it, because one day he's probably going to get mad enough and come up here and try to kill me, and I just want everything out. What do you think about this?
I don't even know what to say.
This is like if Taylor Swift's bassist started talking shit to you, or one of her background dancers just started constantly calling you out. And it's like angry reactions to posts that are clearly jokes. And I'm like, if you don't like the joke, just don't do anything. Mute me, block me. I don't give a fuck.
Why does he listen to every episode?
I don't know if he listens to every episode, but that's the only thing that I can think of. Because like I said, I have never had an interaction with this guy before. I don't know what upset him to the point he feels the need. Maybe he does this to a bunch of people, and I'm just one of them. That's my only theory, is he heard something on here, and we'll know if he listens because I'll get a comment tomorrow. But it's just the most random beef in the world. I don't even know what to say. I Googled him and I found his LinkedIn account. So obviously he's down bad. He's fallen upon tough times. But yeah, so I don't know. I hope all's well, John. I hope you're doing well. I hope things straighten out to the point you don't talk shit to strangers at 3:00 in the morning who have never had an interaction with you. Certainly not a negative one. I don't know what's bothering you, man, but I hope you straighten your problems out. I need everyone listening to this show to say a prayer for Mr. Montoya, that he is able to turn his life around, and that maybe one of the high school garage bands will pick him up. There's a lot of state fairs coming up this year that are going to need opening acts, so go ahead and hit them up, because I'm sure they're going to need you. Okay. All right, without further ado, I had to bring that up because I'm driving home And I get a notification. Well, I didn't get a notification. I was on my Facebook at a stoplight being responsible. It's St. Patrick's Day. There's going to be a lot of drunks out there. So, I mean, I was doing probably the most responsible thing of everybody. But I was scrolling through Facebook at a stoplight, and I saw he commented on something else. And he's like, "You're full of shit." It's just little things like that. So I'm like, it's time to bring this up because this is a beef with a minor public figure. The beef, I've got nothing to do with it. But without further ado, let's get into the reason you all came here. Not for my early 2000s rock star beef. So what do you have to say? You found 3 stories. What do you have any teasers for them? Anything you want to open up with?
No, one of them I do have comments. I do have a couple of the comments.
Okay, what is that?
That I'll.
Okay, yeah, just let me know when we get to it.
It's the one that it's the actual picture. It's not the links to the stories.
Okay, perfect. All right, we'll get into this here. All right, this is the first one. Most of these usually come from Reddit. I am banned from Reddit because I trolled it until they banned my entire phone. My device is not allowed to post to Reddit anymore. But so Mia goes on and looks for it. So here's the first question here from current respondent on Reddit for Am I the A-hole? Would I be the a-hole for telling my wife she needs to do better as a stay-at-home mom? Now, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. You guys watched the last one of these? I sided with the women all 3 times. I can't have that happen again. We've got to overcorrect.
I think this one will be half it. One of them is only woman. Mm-hmm. 2 of them are.
I feel like there's more context here, though.
Yes. Yeah, you got to read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Says, my wife and I have a 2-year-old son who she watches as a stay-at-home mother. I run my own dental practice, and because of this, I'm able to afford to keep her as a stay-at-home mom. Side note, no profession offs themselves at a higher rate than dentists. Her and I were not together very long before she got pregnant, and I had her move in after only about a year of seeing each other. We were married exactly a week after Landon was... Of course they gave their kid a gay-ass name. Since that time, she hasn't been the best. Oh, it's almost like you guys moved too quickly. Who would have thought that what is that 6 months of knowing someone before you knock them up and move them in wasn't enough time to get out of the honeymoon phase? I never would have guessed. I'll frequently come home to a messy house. Our son will be unbathed, laundry not done, no dinner cooked. I've brought this up on multiple occasions, and she says Landon is a handful and she doesn't have time to get all the duties accomplished. Landon is always a piece of cake to deal with when I'm home as well as on the weekends, so I never really believed her, but I didn't want to get into a fight. Well, last week, she went out of state to visit her mother who is in hospice. What a pussy. I've never met her as they've estranged for years, so my wife and I decided it would be better just to stay at home with Landon while she was gone. I said, can't your mom just hurry up and die already so I can stop being so inconvenienced? That last sentence was fake. I made that up. I took work off to watch Landon. It's been the easiest week of my life since I was in high school. I did the math, changing diapers, averaged 20 minutes a day. Cooking all meals took 40. Loading the dishwasher took 10. Okay, this guy's already insufferable because he's like counting these things out. He's got an Excel spreadsheet, and this is not cool. Bath was about 30 minutes apiece. Cleaning took me 25 minutes a day, and he was so well behaved. We had the best time playing around, and I only spent about 1.5 hours doing actual work. That sounds like Mia on this show. I'm honestly really upset at this revelation that my wife basically does nothing all day while I work to provide for her and Landon. That's right. Stay-at-home moms do nothing. It's about time we've established that basic truth that it is a lazy job for scrubs that have no skills and want to suck off the teat of a more successful person, that person being their husband. It's about time we finally started to take it to stay-at-home mom. Sorry, maxing his credit card out on Amazon is not a skill, sweetheart. She gets back tomorrow, and frankly, once she is over her mother, once she's over her mother, like a dog, I'm planning on telling her after living in her shoes for a week, I need her to step up to the plate because the amount of effort she's been putting in is unacceptable. If she doesn't do it, I think I will have to leave her because I don't feel like taking care of 2 children. She's a bit younger than me. She's 27. I'm 33. So I understand she hasn't grown into more mature habits. But I feel like once you become a mother who gets to stay at home and be provided for, you should at least hold up your end of the deal. This guy sounds insufferable.
I want to know in what world it takes 20 minutes a day to change diapers.
He's got it down to an art, to a science.
To cook meals for yourself and your child.
I don't know. That's a good
That sounds
question.
it takes way more than 20 minutes to change all the diapers total. He's not talking about just one diaper. He's talking about all the
figured.
Diapers total.
That kid's ass must be filthy. He's just not wiping or nothing.
He's just taking the diaper off and
all right,
putting it
we're
on.
done. We're done. Loading the dish. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he decided to list everything out here.
Yeah, he's there on the computer with his
He broke it all
spreadsheet.
down. Yeah, he's got a spreadsheet. I bet he confronted her with the spreadsheet in hand. That was probably part of his approach to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an asshole. Like, just not because of this, but just because you're you, dude. You're a prick. I couldn't imagine living with somebody like this. Yes, you are that's 4 of the last 4 I've sided with the women. We're on a 4-game losing streak, guys.
This is the one that I have the comments for.
This next one?
No,
this one? All right, what are the comments?
So he said, she hasn't been doing her job. That's the issue. She watches TV and lets Landon run around the living room all day making a mess. She isn't doing her job, and frankly, she's costing me more money than if I just left her and got a nanny. And then he says, so someone said, when you love someone, you don't usually refer to them as a bimbo and express your regret.
When did he call her a bimbo?
It must have been in a previous comment.
I didn't see any bimbo.
Yeah, I tried to look for a comment where he said that.
I mean, I call you that frequently. People are like, do you want to stay out for one more beer? No, I got to get back to the bimbo.
Oh, before that, he said, I can love my wife and be mad she isn't doing her part. Then the person said, when you love someone, you don't usually refer to them as a bimbo and express your regret for creating your child. And then they responded and said, I have not once said I love her.
Wow.
I said I can love her and say what I said. And then after that,
he just keeps digging the grave.
In a later comment, he said, I don't love her. Marriage isn't about love. It's about continuing the family name and bloodline.
Wow. Okay, so this guy just keeps going further back in time. He went into the 1940s with the word bimbo. And then with that, we're all the way back to like the 1400s. My family bloodline. Yeah, maybe back in the days where you had like knights and world famous blacksmiths and philosophers. You're a dentist. Oh no, who's going to pick up the family bloodline of charging someone 7 times market value to dig a cavity out that's not even there? Then they go to another dentist, and the other dentist said, hey, there's no cavities here. They filled 5 cavities and charged you $400 for nothing to fill the air. You should go back and sue them. It's almost like I have a personal experience with this. It wasn't me. It was my brother who was like 16. They did it to. They smelled blood. Dentists are sharks. I'm glad they have such a high suicide rate. They deserve it. Okay. I've recorded. This is the 3rd show I've done today. I'm in gear right now. Like when we did that one after I interviewed Dan Fry, I'm even more in gear right now. Yes, this guy is the asshole for being a dentist. Every time I go there, those assholes find something wrong with me so they can charge me for it. I'm just going to stop going. My teeth will get healthier. That's how it works, right? They're trying to sell me Invisalign. And they're like, well...
just get braces.
I'm not going to get braces. I'll be 30 years old with braces. I'm good. I'll kill myself like the dentists before I do that. They're like, oh, you need to get Invisalign. It's $4,000. Well, what does my insurance cover? Nothing. Why am I paying for insurance if it doesn't cover it? So you can charge me $4,000 to put floss in my mouth. It's a scam. All right, here we go. This is from We Forgot the Milk on Reddit on r/ask. So my girlfriend wants to install a piss drawer. Is this as bad as I think it is? I've never heard of that before. So my girlfriend soon will be moving into a new house. The bathroom is downstairs and across a couple rooms. Her idea on how to fix this is to install a piss drawer. What this is a drawer in which there is a basin to piss into, a tube going into a bottle that can be removed and later decanted into the toilet. A future idea of a piss cupboard for extra room. This isn't okay, right? No matter how much it is cleaned, this isn't an option, right? Yeah, you're correct. Tell your girlfriend to get off her lazy ass and walk to the bathroom. Or get Depends. There's nothing, the president wears them. There's nothing wrong with that. What the fuck did I just read? A piss drawer. I would strongly recommend, I don't know how long you've been with this girl, but I would strongly recommend, if this is the hill she's willing to die on, it's only going to get more retarded as your relationship continues to quote-unquote grow. I would strongly, strongly recommend you take a step back and ask yourself, is the piss drawer girl the one I want to spend the rest of my life with? Moving in's a big step. If she can't get off her fat, lazy ass to go to the bathroom, what are you going to do when you guys have kids together? What are you going to do when she's been out of a job for 6 months and can't be bothered to go apply for one and you're about to get evicted? What are you going to do when you're having a heart attack and she doesn't want to get off her ass to go take you to the hospital? These are all questions you have to ask yourself. Now, I scream at Mia on this show because she doesn't do well under pressure. And I have had premonition after premonition that the way I die is something happens to me that can be easily resolved with an ambulance. And she cracks under pressure and cannot call 911 or get the words out. I have had this is how I go out, guys. I don't know when it'll be. I don't know how old I'll be. I don't know what'll happen. But I have had countless premonitions. This is how I go out.
I call 911.
Yeah, she's fumbling with the phone as I'm bleeding out on the floor. The aneurysm consumes me. Yeah, something like that. Knock on wood. So that's why I try to build a little bit of... So when she messes up and you hear me yelling at her and chastising her, no, this is a survival mechanism for me. This is how I'm keeping myself alive, by making sure she knows how to respond under pressure. Now you can thank me.
I'm good.
All right, last one. Throwaway inspo on off my chest 7 days ago. I refused to give my wedding dress to my daughter. I found it ripped apart by her dogs. I spoke to my daughter and I told her about my love for my dress and the memories it brought me. My mother passed away not long after the wedding in 2008. She had hidden her illness from me and my siblings because she didn't want to ruin my big day. I thought I could get through to her. I suggested that we could meet up with the seamstress and make a similar dress, and I could help her with the embroidery since it's what it takes, and time and patience. She agreed. Friday, when I was out, my daughter went home to me. She has 2 dogs, and they were with her. Anyway, the dress was ruined. We jumped a whole time frame here. We missed a lot. According to her, she didn't see anything. She took out the dress to take pictures, and guess she left it out, and the dogs ripped it apart. I was shocked when I saw my dress in the bedroom ripped into pieces. This is the dog ate my homework, but with a dress. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I started sobbing, but my daughter said that I was exaggerating, like it was, oh, she did it. She did it. Your sociopath daughter did it. I just lost where I was at. She just shrugged me off and said to get help because I am being creepy. My husband asked her to leave. You're being creepy. Okay. Next day, she blew up my phone crying, saying she was sorry because she thought that I hated her now because of a dress. Oh, this girl did it. She's like trickle-truthing you right now. I said that I didn't hate her and would never do that. I love her. Later, my sister called me to talk, and she then asked me that now I might as well give the parts that weren't ruined to my daughter so the dress could at least be useful. I agreed, and my daughter came in the evening to pick up the embroidered parts. She stayed in the car while her fiance came to pick up the dress. I am not angry or anything, just feeling terrible sadness. My mother's memory is more than a dress or any material things. She's always in my heart. I just miss her very much all the time. Thank you for listening. Your daughter 100% destroyed your dress. Your daughter is a master manipulator because she is not only manipulating you, she is not only manipulating her aunt, which I'm assuming is this person's sister. She's not only manipulating her, because I guarantee you she talked to her prior to that call with her. She's not only manipulating you and the aunt, she's also manipulating her fiance to come in and pick it up. So she's a she is the puppet master, and you're being weekend at Bernie's around, and this is a big game to her. You raised a sociopath, and you didn't see the warning signs. Is that the dress?
That's the dress.
Looks like we're in India. It's like one of those things the women in Thailand will wear to tighten themselves up and make themselves look like 40 pounds skinnier.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, so your daughter's the asshole here. It is her fault. Even if she didn't take a knife to it and shred it, if you have dogs that destroy shit, and you can attest to this, if you have dogs that destroy shit, you know they destroy. You don't leave things laying around that you don't want them to get into, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's exactly. So she knew, even subconsciously, she was like, okay, I hope the dogs get into this.
A dog would not have ripped that apart.
No, they wouldn't. And that's the other thing, is the dogs, they might have chewed on it a little bit, but a wedding dress?
Yeah.
What is it? Like, does she have like a whole herd of pit bulls?
And even then, like, she would have been able to hear it.
She would have heard it. The dog, there would be paw prints all over it and slobber, and there would be signs. No, your daughter destroyed it because you raised a sociopath. I don't believe anything else. But even benefit of the doubt, if the dogs did destroy it, she probably left it out knowing that the dogs were going to destroy it. But I don't believe the dog thing. That's some pretty strong material on those dresses. Believe me. Well, I mean, it's some pretty strong material on those wedding dresses. And no, the dogs would not have torn that up. And there would have been a ton of evidence that they did if they were the culprits. So yes, you are not the asshole. The girlfriend with the piss drawer is the asshole. And the dentist, the stay-at-home dentist, is the biggest asshole of the day. We're going to start doing that with these, the asshole of the day. So we'll determine, but so even if we get 3 of them that aren't assholes, they're all in the right, they're still an asshole of the day, right?
We'll still pick one.
Right. Like we say the funniest death of the week. Maybe none of the deaths were funny, but one of them was the funniest. You know, the hottest girl stumbling out of a bar in Council Bluffs at 2:00 in the morning. Probably none of them are hot, but there is a hottest. Anyway, shout out to our sponsors over at drinkbloodofTyrants.com, where you can use the promo code BASED for 10% off your order on either their Red Merlot wine, their White Tears of Tyrants wine, or the Liquid Freedom energy drink with 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 0 fucks given. All natural ingredients on the energy drink. Again, that's drinkbloodofTyrants.com. Promo code BASED, BASED, like the title of the show. Going to save you 10% off your order. All right. We'll see you Wednesday. Wednesday, we had a special guest on who we didn't use his real name because he didn't want to get doxxed, because he has been doxxed before. But Bernardo Madoffo, as he had me call him. He came on. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. We talked Israel-Palestine. We talked how smartphones are ruining this generation. It's like 2 boomers in their late 20s and early 30s bitching about the preview. It's great. It'll be a great time. You should check it out. Anyway, we'll see you guys Wednesday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Remember, Big Show airs 9 a.m. Central Standard Time as well. Follow my socials. Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram. Caleb Salvatore Comedy on YouTube and Rumble. Caleb Salvatore on TikTok. Caleb Salvatore Comedy on YouTube Caleb Salvatore Comedy on TikTok, Caleb Salvatore on YouTube and Rumble. I talk too fast sometimes. Going all auctioneer mode. Anyway, I have been your host, Jonathan Montoya, from the multi-platinum selling band Saliva. I have got some people to harass on Facebook. So thank you guys so much for watching. Cheat on your taxes, not your spouse. And as always, stay based.